I love me John Collins. I've always had. I've obviously the ship has sailed on me a few years ago. I honestly thought he does. He still does. John Collins, one of the things why I think personally why people don't like John Collins is because he's a guy who has all the physical tools to be physical tools and just the skills he's shown. Can put the ball on the floor, can shoot threes, can score on all three levels, is athletic enough to finish from freaking anywhere and finish in transition, is a good cutter off ball, has shown the ability to do everything you want from a power forward who can also play small ball five. Was a guy at one point who was shooting like 4 threes a game. I'm going to see how many he's shooting right now at this point. And there he was a double-double. I legit had all the makeups and traits that you want from a player at the 4 position in today's game to be a top 5 player at his position. So I think that's why a lot of people were upset and then the overpay. But John Collins, man, I'm a big fan of his. I've always said he was someone that I really, really hoped that he would figure it out in Utah. They are benefiting from having, and I know tonight was an upsetting loss, but he was a guy who had a rough start to the year and people were giving him flack that, even Utah couldn't make him look good. But John Collins this season at this point is averaging about 15 points, 9 rebounds, a block game, shooting almost 61% true shooting. True shooting, bro. Yeah, 61%. And this year specifically, he's shooting 53% from the field, which for his career is a 55% field goal shooter. But he's shooting 3.5 threes, which has been what he's shot for what feels like the last 4 or 5 years at 34%, which it's gone down. But for me, I think if you look at his splits just over the last few months, he's had months where in November and December, he went on like a 25 game stretch where it was like he was a 40% 3-point shooter on 4 threes a game. And he's had moments where he's been like a 15 and 10 guy almost for the Jazz. So we're seeing that old John Collins that is a freakishly athletic big man who can play the 4 or the 5. He's able to finish through opponents above the rim if you give him the chance. He has that great skill level. If you look at it right here, also another thing that I just didn't even mention is he's a guy that for his career this season, he's never really been a passer. And I guess his career high was 2 assists a night in his second season. But this season where he is putting up, 1.2 assists. He's still being a great connector. If you're looking at his games, he's getting a lot of hockey assists. And I think he's showing that he has the perfect style of play to be a power forward in today's modern NBA. He's spacing the floor with his 3-point shot, attacking the rim hard when he gets the opportunity, and defensively he's starting to make the impact that he should have had for all of his career. And yes, the effort on that side of the floor isn't always there, but it's more than he has been in the past. And he's moving his feet better, and just his body language and his effort is just doing really well in comparison to how it was years ago. So for me, I just think the way I look at it, okay, is this is a fantastic story for a guy that people were discrediting, were just kind of fully fine with not caring if he was a part of the team. In terms of the Atlanta Hawks, they discarded him. And I think a lot of teams knew what he can bring. And for me, I'm just glad to see that our guy, Mr. JC, is back in the NBA. And I just love it. I love every second of it. I think it's a great story. And for me, I think it goes to show how much teams can, I don't know, like a new change of scenery can be so important for a squad. But maybe that's me. I like to look at this like the glass half full, and I'm happy that we're getting to see this team come together and John Collins really just look good. I know a lot of people are going to tell me that I'm stupid for saying all this, but I just think it's cool and it makes me happy, as I only want what's best for any team in the NBA. But yeah, I'm not even a fan of this team necessarily. So, I mean, I like the Jazz. Jazz fans have been really good to me. So, don't get me wrong there. Love you guys. But it's a confusing story with John Collins. Like, what's next? And I know the Atlanta Hawks did him wrong. So, I'm just happy to see that the Jazz have got someone. Because even if they wanted to trade him, I think he has some value more than he did. Like, they could get the second round pick back that they traded for him, which I think is awesome. But what do you guys think? Am I dumb? This is outlandish. I think it's a good story, and John Collins deserves every single second of it. But that's going to be it for me, guys.